Hi guys, how is everyone doing today? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Serena and I love to play with makeup. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. I'm going to be doing my version of like work makeup because I think sometimes it's hard to find that balance between wanting to have nice makeup but not going too overboard for the office. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm also gonna be telling you sort of like a story time about my first job post-grad, because I've been out of college for less than a year and I'm already moving on to job number 2. And so I kind of wanted to share a little bit of that story with you guys. We're also gonna be testing out some new products from Revlon today. So we just got a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna jump right in though because I'm trying to make my intros a little bit shorter. I feel like they get a little long. So I'm just moisturizing the skin. We're starting with clean skin. But if you follow me on Instagram, I shared a little bit last week that it was my last day of work and that I was starting a new job very soon. And I asked you guys if you wanted to hear kind of my story post-grad, because I know that it can be really stressful when it's your last semester of college and you're like, okay, now I gotta figure out what the heck to do with my life or what I'm gonna do. And you think I have to land like the perfect job right away, or like what happens if I don't get a job right away. And so I just kind of want to share my story because it's an interesting one. The first thing I'm going to use on my face is a new primer from Revlon. This is the Photo Ready Prime Plus Perfecting and Smoothing Makeup and Skincare Primer. This is infused with vitamin B5 and hyaluronic acid. So if you are someone who works long days or you're out and about for a long time, a primer might be a really good thing to invest in because most of the time is going to make your makeup last longer and give your foundation a nice base to stick to. So I'm just gonna dot a little bit of this on my face. It doesn't have a scent, which is nice, and it's like a nice gel formula. Okay, next we are gonna go into a foundation. This is also new from Revlon, and this is their Candid Glow Photo Ready Moisture Glow Anti-Pollution Foundation. It's a little bit more, kind of looks like a BB cream packaging, so I'm hoping that this is a little lightweight. When I do like my makeup for work, there's a few things that are really important to me. One is that it's fast because I don't have time to just like wake up and do a bunch of glam, and 2, that it's going to be comfortable on my skin, that it's not dry, and 3, that it will last. I don't want it to be 3:30 and me feeling like, okay, my face is totally, all my makeup's gone. I like a nice lightweight foundation like this because most of the time it will check all those boxes. This BB cream feels really comfortable, but it is definitely very lightweight. I'm gonna add another pump and just see if I can add a little more coverage in some spots. This is pretty. It's very dewy and natural looking on the skin. I think this would be really, really nice as an everyday foundation, or like kind of, I would definitely call this more like a BB or a CC cream. It is very lightweight, light coverage, but it looks really nice and natural on the skin. For me, that's the perfect amount of coverage for work. I don't want it to look too crazy. And yeah, that works really well. All right, we are gonna move into eyes now, and if I'm honest, when I go to work, I never put a primer on because I normally don't have time. So what I'll do is make sure I'm blending any of that extra foundation on my eyelids just to give myself a little bit more of a base. So for the eyes, I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop So Jaded palette. This is in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. It is a really nice palette and it's got a lot of nice neutral tones. We're gonna do like the easiest eyeshadow look ever today, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna tell you guys sort of like my story of my very first job after graduation. So I'm gonna start by taking this shade, which is called Rose Quartz, and the shade Royal Jewel, and I'm gonna mix those together and blend them in my crease. So I had a job lined up after graduation, which was great. It was really exciting for me. And I thought, I thought it was going to be the dream job. I thought I had landed the perfect job. It was in the field that I wanted. It was the subject matter that I loved talking about. And yeah, I really thought it was going to be perfect. But over time, I realized that I really wasn't being treated very well. I was being sort of ignored. I was just forgotten, and a lot of the things I was doing weren't being used, or I would be put on sort of busy work projects, and it just got harder and harder for me to actually get up and go to work. It was like I kind of felt like, what am I wasting my time doing here? Which is really hard because it was also not in the same city as I lived in. I was commuting every day. So it was me convincing myself every day, okay, gotta get up and drive an hour now to go sit there and do nothing and talk to no one. And that was really hard for me. I'm not necessarily a social butterfly. I don't think anyone that knows me would describe me as that, but I do enjoy talking to people, and I do I need human interaction. And towards the end of my time at my first job, I was literally going in, and I would get there early just so I could leave earlier. I would get there at 7:30 in the morning and not see another human until I left at 3:30. There was no one that would show up on my team, and I was always by myself. And a lot of times towards the end, there wasn't really much to do either. So it wasn't always that bad, but it got pretty bad at the end, to where I just felt like this is a huge waste of my time. And honestly, it was really affecting me mentally because I wasn't talking to anybody, and I felt like I had no job security either because nobody knew that I was there, basically. It was just kind of a really scary place to be. I'm going to take the shade You're a Gem, which is this light peach shade, and just go a little bit higher on the brow bone and mix that into the crease. I had basically started looking for new jobs back in November because at that point I had been working at this current job since May. And from May to November, I had 6 different bosses in that time period. And by the third one, they didn't know I existed. They didn't know what I was working on. They had no idea, any sort of career aspirations I had. It was just, they didn't care about me. And it was very evident, and it kind of stunk. It's not fun to be putting so much time into a full-time position and just feel like you're not valued at all. So once that started happening, I was like, I am out of here. I gotta go. I'm gonna take the shade My Precious, and I'm just gonna use my finger, and I'm just gonna tap that onto the lid. And thankfully, there's a lot of other little minute details that happened and things that made it just, again, not a good environment and just not a place that I could see myself staying. But there's a happy ending to this story because during my time job searching, it was not a quick process to find a new job. It's gonna be the end of February when I start at my new place. And I started looking the end of November. So it did take a while, but I actually got a job that I thought I had really no shot at getting. I thought I was not going to be qualified enough. It was actually kind of the dream job, just way better on all aspects, and I just really thought like, I don't have any business getting this job, like there's no way they're gonna pick me. But I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, and I ended up getting the job, which is like crazy, but that's also kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I just wanted to say, like, if you have a position out there that you think you want, or you're not happy where you are, then go for it. Like, take the step, just try, because if you don't, you're never going to get it anyway. And like, that's kind of the mindset I was in. I was so over my current job that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try for this crazy position, and if I get it, that's awesome. If not, I'll survive, because I've survived this long, and thankfully we got it. And then on the same brush, I'm gonna take the shade Jasper and just put that in the outer corner. Yeah, so it started off with sort of a sad story, and honestly, it was a really hard, like, past 6 months for me. I just felt like, what the heck? I thought I had it figured out. I thought I had like my dream job. It should have been my dream job, and it turned into to be a nightmare. So now I don't necessarily, I can't say for sure that this new job is going to be perfect or my forever job or like the best thing ever, but I'm proud of myself because I went out on a limb and I kind of shot for a higher goal than realistically I thought I could get, and I did. And it was just like, I don't know, it was a really big confidence boost, which again, if you know me, not necessarily always radiating the most confidence. So that's basically why I wanted to share this story, because I know that a lot of people that watch my videos are in a similar spot as me, or are about to graduate and about to go through that. And I just want to say, like, it's okay if your first job isn't your dream job. You're gonna figure it out. It's okay if you don't know what you're doing, because it will work out. And it's okay if you're unhappy where you're at. Like, you're gonna figure it out. You can find something better, and you deserve to find something better. If you are not happy where you're at, stop putting yourself through that, because it's just not worth it. Like, coming from someone who has been there, it's not worth it at all. Okay, and to finish up the shadow portion of the eyes, I'm just gonna take a black eyeshadow. You can use any black eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna put a light line close to the lash lid. I feel like a good rule of thumb for office makeup and just eyeshadow in general for like a professional setting, you can't go wrong with matte eyeshadow. It's just always gonna look nice, and it's never gonna look like too much. Yeah, so that's kind of the eyes done. Hopefully that part of kind of me talking about my past experience was semi-easy to understand. I feel like I rambled a little bit. Honestly, I thought about making this video so many times over the past couple weeks, because I was still so angry at my previous job. Like, I was just so mad at myself and the whole situation, and I just kept thinking about like what I was gonna say and just all this stuff. And then now today, because I'm finally like out of there, I've like totally removed myself from this situation, and I'm like moving on to better things. I was like, okay, actually, I don't even like kind of want to talk about it anymore. It's like I'm just trying really hard to just totally move on. But yeah, I was really angry for a very long time about that job, because it was just not a good situation. It was a toxic work environment, and I was so sad to see what I thought was going to be my dream turn into something where it was like I can't even stand to be there. And it sounds very dramatic, but it is 100% the truth, especially by the end. And anyway, back to the makeup for a second. I'm gonna use the NYX Born to Glow concealer. I was obsessed with this concealer, and then I started using a bunch of different other ones. It does sort of feel good to talk about it though, like talk about the whole situation, and I really encourage anyone who is going through a similar struggle to find people that you can talk to about it, because it's like basically the only thing that kind of saved me the last couple months is that I did have like a very few, I basically had one friend in the office by the time that I left, and thank goodness for her, because she listened to me vent like every other day at lunch, and same with Charles and stuff. Every day I was just coming home and I was so upset or annoyed, and it's just like, it's not worth it to put time into something that ruins the rest of your days. And it honestly was getting to the point where it would like ruin my weekends. Like on Saturday I'd be like, oh great, well tomorrow's Sunday and then I have to go to work on Monday, and Sunday it'd be like, I was actually getting to a point, this is so crazy but 100% true, where like most Sunday nights I'd be like, I don't feel that good, like I kind of have a stomach ache, and Charles would be like, of course you do, because you don't want to go to work tomorrow. And then I'd realize like, oh yeah, literally my body was like almost making itself sick because I didn't want to go to work so badly. And I should say, like, it wasn't 100% awful. I did meet some great people, and I was really lucky that at the end, while all the messiness was playing out, I was actually able to work from home. But yeah, it was just not a good situation. So I hope that anyone else who's in a similar place or feels unhappy with where they are will hopefully hear what I have to say, and you know, maybe it will help you to make a decision to move on, or maybe it will make you appreciate your situation that you're in. Okay, we're gonna go in with some mascara. This is the Bambi Eye Mascara from L'Oreal. Honestly, when I'm getting ready for work, I pile on the mascara because I don't wear fake lashes to work. I basically never wear fake lashes. So I pile on that mascara to pretend that I have eyelashes, and I feel like mascara is the one thing that makes me look more awake if I don't have time to like do a full face of makeup. I'm gonna use a little bit of loose powder. This is also new from Revlon. This is their Photo Ready Candid Anti-Pollution Setting Powder. You guys know I don't really like setting powders that much, but then I kind of became obsessed with that e.l.f. one, so now I'm like, maybe I should try more. This is a different applicator. It comes with this little plastic piece that keeps the powder in, and then you just lift it up, but it's always attached, so it's always on there. But I already have like a lot of powder kind of out in the main thing, so I don't know about this. I should have powdered before I put mascara on, but I honestly forgot I had this. Well, that's pretty nice though. They only had one shade at my CVS, so I'm not sure if this has multiple shades or if it's just a translucent powder, but I would say this is pretty translucent. I don't feel like it has any color to it. That's a nice shade though. I'm gonna add a little on my chin and just a little on my forehead where I get sort of oily. Who am I? Do I like loose powder now? I never use loose powder, but this is another one that I like. This is an anti-pollution setting powder. I never know what that means on makeup. This is nice, first impression, I like that. Okay, sticking with the Revlon theme, I am gonna use this Skin Lights Prismatic Bronzer. This has like been an obsession. And I've actually been applying it with this brush from Sonia Kashuk, and it's sort of like an angled brush, and it just like fits my face nicely. I don't know, I'm having a moment with these two as like a duo. Bronzer again is another thing that I always try and wear. Even if I'm literally just wearing concealer and mascara, I will try to also throw on bronzer because I feel like it brings life back into your skin. So even if you're doing just the most subtle makeup, try and throw in a little bit of bronzer. You can even use it sort of as a blush, which is what I'm gonna do today. We're not gonna wear real blush because if I'm being honest, when I'm going to work, I never wear blush. It's just a lot of work. So it just adds a little more depth to your face and a little bit of color, and it's just nice. Okay, the last sort of face product we're gonna use is the Revlon Skin Lights Highlighter. This is their prismatic highlighter. This is also new. I picked this up because, like I said, I'm obsessed with the bronzer, so I was like, might as well try the highlight. This one is in the shade 201 Daybreak Glimmer. so pretty. This might be a little deep. It does look pretty gold, but oh, that's a nice shade. It might be a little extra for like work. Honestly, if I'm wearing highlight for work, it's normally the Hourglass powder because it is super natural and just really pretty. But if you want a secret to making you look way more awake and like your skin more hydrated and plumped for work, pop on some highlighter. It just makes you look that much more like ready to go, and like you really put in the time and effort when you got highlighter on, like even if you didn't. I think I like this highlighter. I don't know if it's my favorite. Another one that I do quite like from the drugstore is this one from Flower Beauty. This is a glaze. It's like a cream. So this is great if you just want to throw on like highlight and you want to get out the door. This is really pretty. I'm mixing them because I'm crazy. But this is a nice, like, just throw that on to go to work, and it's very easy. I like that highlight too. I don't know if it's my favorite one, but I do like it. It is a nice shade. Okay, and then when I go to work, quite honestly, I just throw on the easiest lip to find, and also something that's going to be really moisturizing. So I love products like this one's from Sephora. I've talked about these a lot. These are like their lip lacquer sticks. Recently, I've been trying out these from Pat McGrath. It's a very similar type of formula, and they're really beautiful. It's sort of like a lip balm that has a little bit of color. This is like my favorite type of product. It just gives your lips like a little bit of juice, but really easy. Or I'll just throw on a gloss. This one's from Fenty. These glosses are fantastic. This is one of her new shades. This one's in the shade Sweet Mouth. And just a little gloss goes a long way on the way to work. Now, if you know that you are going to be like eating and drinking at work, or you like drink coffee and you don't want it to get everywhere, or you want something that is going to last all day, liquid lips are great. I really like this one from Rimmel. I also like this one from Revlon. Like, both of these formulas are really great from the drugstore. They're very affordable. So that's awesome. There's lots of options for lips, but honestly, I just go for like a gloss most of the time, or like a tinted balm when I'm going to work, because it's just so much easier. Then to finish it off, I do like to use setting spray if I have time, or like I said, if you know you're gonna be gone all day long. This is awesome. This is MAC Fix Plus. This is kind of one of those like cult favorites. It is just going to moisturize your face and make sure nothing goes anywhere. If you're someone with like exceptionally dry skin, go for a setting spray more like this. This is the NYX Bear With Me. Go for one that's a little more hydrating. You know, stick to your skin. If you're someone who has really, really dry skin, don't wear a super matte foundation and a super heavy alcohol setting spray, because your face is going to get really dry by the end of your work day. You know, listen to your skin. But yeah, that's basically everything. This is pretty much like, this would be the most makeup I would wear to work, honestly, but I would say this is pretty close to my everyday, just like a very easy work look. Honestly, with the eyes, I even did more steps probably than I normally would. I'd probably just do one crease color, or even just like my cream eyeshadow stick. This guy from Laura Mercier. Sometimes if I'm really in a pinch, I will just put that in. But yeah, hopefully this helps. I know sometimes it's hard when you are a new grad and you're like, okay, I've got 10 job interviews this week. Not 10, nobody has 10 job interviews. But sometimes it's hard when you're a new grad and you're like, okay, I'm trying to finish up finals and I've got job interviews this week and I don't have anything to wear, and how should I do my hair and how should I do my makeup? It's hard being a lady and trying to step out into the professional world, so hopefully this gives you an idea of a fairly easy like makeup routine that you can do that is going to make you look nice and polished and natural, but still put together. Also, I really like all those products I just tried from Rimmel. That Candlelight foundation is this is gonna be one of my new faves. I can already tell you that. I've been looking for more of like a BB cream formula recently because you guys have seen me test out a lot of foundations, but they are mostly like more full coverage, and I've been looking for something like this, so I'm very excited. And I like that primer too. I feel like it really smoothed out my skin, just like it said it was supposed to, so I guess that's a good thing. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this more of like a chit-chatty video and sort of a story time. If anyone watching takes away a few things from this video, I hope that it's, you know, if you're not happy with where you are, then take that next step. You don't deserve to be mistreated at your job, and you don't deserve to be miserable every day at your job. But also just know that I don't mean if you're not happy, quit your job tomorrow, because that's not the answer. The answer is to be smart about it and really take time to sit down and think about what you want, what's going to make you happy, and then try and take as many steps as possible to making that happen. It's gonna take time, it's not gonna be easy, but like, you will be okay and you will get to where you wanna go if you put that time in. The other thing is, I hope that anyone who is recently graduated or is about to graduate, or even just like entering their final step of their college career, that you know that your first job's probably not going to be perfect, and that's totally fine, because even though I didn't love my experience, and honestly it was very hard for me, I learned a lot. I did learn a lot, maybe not necessarily in my technical field, but I learned a lot of life skills, and I learned really how to handle myself in sort of different situations, and it also definitely helped me get my new position. Sometimes it's going to be a stepping stone, and that's okay. You just have to accept that and then tell yourself, I'm going somewhere better, I'm going somewhere bigger, and I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, again, lots of rambling, but it's a really hard time, I think, in a person's life to be starting a new job, and after college is a huge transition, and I do not have it figured out. I am not saying that, but I'm just sharing like where I'm at so far and what's happened, because I think the more you share your story and the more information that is out there, the easier it is for people who will be coming after you to get through it. Sorry that this video was a little more serious and like a little more sappy. If you're into that, I can do more of that. I don't know. If you're into story times, I have more stories about wedding planning for any of my future brides. We had some wedding issues going on at the very same time of all this job chaos, so leave in the comments down below if you want to hear my wedding planning horror story that happened, because that's an experience. But yeah, if you also like more fun, upbeat, just like playing with makeup videos, don't worry, because that's normally what my channel is like, and there's a lot more of those coming in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. As always, I appreciate all the support you guys give. If you want to see more videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, because there is new videos every single week. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you very soon.